Hello, everybody. We're live, and I'm here with Max.
Hi.
You guys asked for it, so we delivered. Max's parents were kind enough to arrange this, so we had fun today, didn't we?
Yep.
Didn't we, Max?
Definitely.
So why don't you tell them about our day, and then we can go into how we met and all that stuff too.
Yeah. So we went here, got to the house, and we ate some great food. We had we had a pork butt, and it was really good. I'm stressing out.
You ate your weight in meat today.
Yeah, I got a huge. It was really good. So I got like a pile as big as my head.
It was.
And ate the whole thing.
He climbed up top of it and ate his way down. It was insane. I mean, it was. Yeah, I got a picture of it, so I'll share that on the community section.
Yeah.
That was. He took. So we have a tradition. Like every time I make one, we pull a piece off, drudge it through all the juice, and take a bite. And I think it did something to you. Because you're like, this is really good. And I hand him the tongs. The next thing you know, he's got this freaking pile of meat on his plate, and we're all like, wow. And he's like, it was good. I'm gonna eat it all.
And I somehow did almost all.
About 95% of it
Yeah.
you ate. I'm surprised you're still alive. I mean, you don't have the meat sweats or anything?
No, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Speaking of which, I'm going to turn this freaking fan on because I have the
It's
meat
hot.
sweats. Yeah. So anyways, well, again, thanks for being here. You guys are in for a treat. This is going to be really cool. I heard him warming up, and I don't even want to play. So he's going to blow your guys' minds. Really good player. He knows a lot of stuff. In fact, some of the stuff you warmed up on, I was like, I played that when I was a kid, and it's just cool to see your generation playing the classics and playing like the good stuff, you know? And you're being raised right by two awesome parents, and they're also like showing you like the good music. Because that's when guitar was guitar, you know?
Yeah.
And it's still a great, you know, people are doing great things with it, but I just think that people don't have enough respect for the classics. They just look at it as like, oh, that's easy. And it's like, well, try to learn it. So see how easy it is.
Exactly.
And, yeah, and the stuff that you're doing is like, it's pretty difficult, you know? So, you know, I think it's really cool. So we'll say hi to everybody in the chat in a minute, but before we do that, let's talk about how we met.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want me to say this?
If you want.
I mean, sure. So I was playing at one of my favorite guitar stores to go to. It's Motor City Guitar.
Yes.
I was just playing. I was just jamming on some amps, and he just majestically like comes out from the side, like, you know, beautiful music playing, waterfalls, doves behind him. No, he just walks up to me and is like, "Is that you playing?" And yeah, I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Wow, that's awesome." And my dad instantly recognized him because we watch his videos and his live streams. So, you know, it was really cool, and I was just like showing him some of the stuff that I know, and he was like critiquing me, and
I was actually blown away. I only critiqued you on one little thing.
He was really like blown away and
Yeah.
like couldn't speak, so it was really cool.
No, it was really cool, man. Like going in there and see, because I heard you from across the store, and I'm like, who's playing, you know, all that stuff? Because I'm not used to hearing like the good stuff at stores. I'm used to hearing just people doing chugs. Bro, this is chuggy. I'm gonna buy it. You know, that's all I ever hear. So, like when I heard you playing, and I didn't know it was you. I just thought it was like a full-grown adult dude playing. You know. And I walk back there and I see you, and I'm like, is all that noise coming out of you? And you're like, yep. And it was just amazing, you know. And I talked about it on the show, I think that night. Wasn't it that night?
Yeah, it was.
And then all of a sudden everyone's like, you got to have him on, you know. And I'm like, you know what? I think we should make this happen. So now you got a lot to live up to here. So I'm going to pile on all the pressure now.
Yep.
This guy makes Yngwie look like a beginner. I'm just kidding. So Ingve actually takes lessons from him. No, it's he's just really good, and if I was as good as you are at your age, oh my God, I wonder where I'd be now. Like yeah, you're like really freaking good. And I'm not just saying you're really good for your age. You're really good. Like you're a good player. You're
Thank you.
beyond your years, and you know, so this kid's head's gonna be so big that by the time we're done with the video, we're gonna have to grease the sides so we can get him up the stairs. But yeah, you're really good, dude, and I wanted to share that with everybody. And I also wanted to give you something that no one's ever done for me. No one's ever helped me. You know, no one's ever given me a platform and any kind of, you know, like encouragement and stuff like that when I was younger growing up and everything. I was always climbing an uphill battle. So I want to give you an opportunity tonight to just have your show. This is your show. You know, I want you to play the things that mean a lot to you. Play your riffs and don't worry about being perfect. I screw up on here all the time. People are used to it. So it's not a big deal. So just have fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to have fun tonight?
For sure.
All right. So we're going to have fun. And we're going to talk about like how you got started, some of your influences.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some of your favorite gear and, you know, where you see yourself in the future and all that kind of stuff. So,
All right.
so before we let you just tear it up, okay, because he's going to tear it up tonight and show you guys what he knows. We got 65 people here.
Wow.
That's awesome.
What's up, everyone?
So I can't say hi to every single person. Sorry. Carrie's here. Hey, Carrie. By the way, we miss Carrie tonight. She could not be here tonight. So I hope you're feeling better. Sorry that you weren't feeling up to coming earlier. So I hope you're feeling better now. And I can't wait to talk to you hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But everybody say hi to Carrie, and yeah, it's weird like not having her here.
Yeah.
You know, and Max's parents and Max himself wanted to meet her, but it's just one of those things, man. So, I mean, I want to say hi to everybody, but there's so many people here, and it's just hard to like. So I'll just say a generic hello to everyone. How is everyone doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Now we got 67 people. So, all right, so you ready to do some shreddy shreds and play some riffs? All right, we're back.
All
Dude,
right.
that was quite the montage of Van Halen there. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that was really freaking good. And, you know, I learned something new, like Romeo.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's how he did it. So watching
Yeah.
you do it,
Yeah, it's
he
all.
taps on the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it a harmonic tap?
Yeah,
or is
it's a
he
harmonic
fretting?
tap.
So it's a
Yeah.
harmonic tap. Okay. Yeah, that was really cool. When do you guys hear him play the outro solo to Bark at the Moon?
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, so great stuff. So what got you, I think I'm supposed to, we have a list of questions, so I just want to make sure I keep this organized tonight. So how did you get started on all this
Well,
stuff?
okay, so for my 9th birthday, my dad bought me an acoustic guitar. It was a very small, you know, it was not the greatest guitar of all time, but it was a good starting guitar.
Yeah.
For a little kid like me. And I just at first wasn't very into it though. I was taking some lessons. I learned some chords, but it just, I wasn't very into it. But then COVID happened, and I stopped taking lessons, and throughout that time, my dad forced me to learn songs. I'm going to say forced because I didn't want to learn them, but he was like, I want you to learn these because once you learn them, you'll really like them. So I started learning them, and they were cool. I got like a few parts of them. Then I went back into my lessons like a few months later, and then I started kind of enjoying it. It was just kind of cool, just some of the stuff I was learning. I was learning more like power chords and like, it was pretty fun. And then once I got my electric guitar, a year after I just started playing, it just kind of took off from there. I started really enjoying it. And ever since then, I've just always really enjoyed playing.
So basically, it was kind of like the music is what inspired you to continue.
Yeah.
And then the gear, the sounds that you were looking for. So I think that speaks a lot because like that's why we're all gearheads, right? I mean, I mean, we're all looking for that thing that we're tone chasers, and we're looking for that thing that inspires us. And I've written songs within seconds of plugging into certain amplifiers because of how I felt, like inspiration hit me, and I was just like, I feel like playing this kind of stuff with this amp because it feels good and it sounds amazing to play, and just the way the amp is responding to my playing, and all of a sudden it shaped a song, and I was like, holy crap, And I think that that's really what it comes down to for us is like when I was a kid, we had those Mel Bay books, You know?
Oh yeah,
And
that's
Mary
what I
had a
was
little
using at
oh
first.
God. Yeah, and it's like it's not inspiring, right?
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it wasn't.
you're like, I don't want
I
to.
learned Old MacDonald, and I played that for months. It was so fun. So
I learned
fun.
how to be a dork on
Best thing
guitar.
I've ever learned was Old MacDonald.
I'm a guitar dork, you know, and that's the thing. Like, you want to learn the cool stuff, right? You want to, you know, like when you listen to the radio, you want to learn how to play that stuff and be a rock star. Like, there's a lot of guys that got inspired to play guitar just because they watched a guy, you know, set their guitar on fire on stage.
I know, yeah.
They didn't even play a note, and it was just like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, just it could be a gimmick. It could be just some dude, you know, jumping up in the air with his guitar and just holding a note, and it's like, I want to be that guy. You want to be inspired to do the cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so that's sounds to me like that's when things kicked into gear
Yeah,
for
it
you.
definitely took me learning some songs, like real songs, not Jingle Bells, to
Yeah.
like want to play guitar more.
I don't blame you though. You know, I don't blame you. I would be the same way because I remember when I first got my guitar, and I flipped through the Mel Bay book, and it was all this, you know, nursery rhyme crap, and I'm just like, I mean, it's cool that I know how to pick this string and fret at the same time, but after a while, it's like the best I'm going to get out of that is like, hey, I know how to play Yankee Doodle.
Yeah, honestly.
And all your
that's
friends
it
are going to be
was.
like, yeah, lose my number. Like, we're not hanging out. You're a dork. So, you know, but if you learn Hot for Teacher, or if you learn Eruption,
It's
you
a
know,
lot.
and that was the thing when I
better.
was in school, like when I was in 7th grade, I still remember there was a guitar player in my class. His name was Julian, and he knew how to play Eruption. So all of a sudden, he was the coolest kid. Everyone's like, he knows how to play Eruption, bro. And everyone's like, oh my God. You know, but if you came down the hall and said, yeah, but I can play, you know, Jingle Bells, everybody'd be like, dork. So yeah, you did the right thing by learning like the awesome stuff. So good for you, and good for your dad for like saying, you're going to learn this cool like metal and rock stuff and stuff from the 80s, because if it wasn't for that, I bet you, who knows, where would you be right now?
I don't even know. I couldn't even think
Probably
about
be playing
that.
video games, or
It's difficult to think about like it's hard that I even like didn't play guitar at one point. It's like crazy that that was a thing. Like
yeah. Well, it's good that you learn that stuff, and a lot of kids your age don't they don't respect the classics. You know, they just look at it as, oh, that old stuff. But honestly, like Van Halen is some of the hardest rhythms you can play. I mean, that dude, his rhythm playing is better than most rhythm players even today. You know, and a lot of people give Eddie credit for like the tapping, but really, once you learn how to do the tapping, it's kind of like second nature, right? It's not disrespecting it, but it's not that hard. But
Yeah.
those rhythms like 5150 and stuff, I mean, that's not easy, you
No.
know, and that's really where Eddie shined. And you're learning that stuff, so you're leaps and bounds ahead of probably a lot of people that are even twice your age that are learning some more modern stuff. And you know, it's funny how I meet people all the time that, you know, I've met people that are like, I would play like Panama or something, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, you don't know what that is?
yeah.
You're the dork. You know, it's like, you know, so it's cool that you're learning that stuff, and it's making you a great player, obviously. So, all right, so let's see here. Trying to catch up to everybody. People are asking me to. Marty 5 is like, please have this dude experience the Herbert. that one.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. So after the show, we're gonna have him plug into some amps and stuff, but we couldn't do it down here because of logistics. You know, his parents are literally sitting like probably about 12 feet in front of us, and it's so loud down here. We would have just blew everyone's eardrums out, you know, and it wouldn't have been very fun for them. So we decided to go with the Quad Cortex, but afterwards, when we're in a safer situation, oh, trust me, he's going to pick some amps to play through, and we're gonna shake this house to bits. So it's going to be awesome. So anyways, let's see here. People are saying the stream's freezing. I don't see why. I got a green dot here, so it looks like it's doing just fine. You guys getting freezies on your phones?
No.
No? Yeah, it might be on your guys' end because it's a green dot here. I probably just jinxed it, but yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Marty says he asks, how does Max feel about Polyphia?
Oh, I don't listen, so I haven't like listened to a whole lot of Polyphia, but I've definitely heard a lot of the guitar work. I think it's crazy. I think that would be like some of the toughest stuff for me to learn.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really hate I don't have a problem with Polyphia. But yeah, the guitar work is crazy. I can say that.
Them guys are definitely really good.
Really crazy, that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some advanced stuff that's modern too, you know, but a lot of it's just chug stuff, which is also really cool. But I just think that learning like the Van Halen stuff, most of the time when people come up to me, no matter what age group they are, and they're like, hey, I want to learn how to play guitar, what do I do? I say, learn Van Halen 1.
Yeah.
Learn Van Halen 1. If you learn that, you know enough to get you in and out of a bunch of trouble, and you'll have all kinds of fun with it. And I think it's just that whole album is a guitar lesson. It's just an amazing guitar lesson on how to do pretty much everything, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you're off to a good start, man. So, ours here? Or are you doing some more stuff on this one?
No, I'm probably gonna switch.
You're gonna switch?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you gonna do, which one are you gonna do 5150 on?
I could do that right now on this.
Okay, you want to do that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, Max is going to do 5150. This is one of the songs he played when I saw him, and it was just amazing. It sounded freaking killer. So let me mute the mic, and we'll get back to that.
All right.
All right, that was cool, man. That was one of the ones that you did. Now you're going to do some Rush for us too, right?
Yeah, I could do that as well.
Dude, yeah. So we'll do some Rush in a bit here, but all right. So let's take some questions from the audience. So BS Smoothie 23. Sorry if I'm pronouncing names wrong. What was your first song you learned that created the passion?
I think the first song that I ever learned that really like inspired me was "More Than a Feeling" by Boston.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was probably the first one, because I mean I at that point had learned like "Smoke on the Water" and all the stuff that you learn at first, song-wise. But yeah, that was the one that was one of the ones my dad wanted me to learn. That I learned. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's a timeless song too. Those bends and then all the stuff that Schultz did in that was that's one of my first songs as well. Like probably down the line, probably like I don't know 10th or whatever. But I mean, you're more advanced than I was at your age. So but that song was there's a lot in there. There's the chicken scratch.
Yeah,
the
chorus.
The chords, the sliding chords, the solo.
Yeah, the acoustic intro.
Yeah, I mean all of it. There's a huge lesson in that too, and it's fun when you learn how to do stuff that actually sounds good, and then you have something to compare it to, right? So that you have a measuring stick, and you can be like, well, it's got to sound as good as this. And they had some amazing stuff too. And what's funny is the Boston stuff, especially their first album. It's timeless.
Yeah.
Like, it literally sounds like it could come out today. If you change the production to today's production, because the production's definitely a little dated. I mean, it still sounds amazing, but you can tell it's not modern. But if you change the production to a modern production, I mean, you'd think it was a brand new, band doing new stuff,
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. So so that was your first thing. Let me see if I can find. So Gunnerman 54 says, "What guitar is that?"
This is a Eddie Van Halen 5150 Frankenstrat. So it's like Eddie Van Halen's guitar that he didn't create this model, but like this is like a replica of the guitar that he had created out of like parts of other guitars. It's like a really cool. It's pretty cool.
That's
and then
awesome.
there's like a bunch of models now that you can get, and this is one of them.
Did you ever have this set up,
Yeah.
Scott?
Yeah. It's
Scott
like
Henderson?
it's all like, it's got everything. It's got like the D tuner, so I can just go and
Nice.
drop D instantly, and yeah, it's got.
So
it all.
did he set? Wow, that's good action.
It's great
So,
action.
yeah, that's nice. So Scott set it up for you?
I
Like,
believe. Yeah, I
intonated
believe
it?
so. Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's awesome. So let me get back to the chat here. Just gotta wait for a second for it to load. What's your favorite guitar to use? Evan Gray says.
That's
your cousin.
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, but like, I like all my guitars. So, but probably this one. Honestly, I play this one the most.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So, let's see. Drewski Senapol, have you written any songs? Would love to hear.
I am working on some songs with some of my friends.
Mhm.
They're not finished yet, but like they're in some different tunings. They're in like drop tunings, so
Gotcha.
can't really play them right now. But once they are finished, if I'm ever back on the show, I'd love to play them.
Oh, absolutely, dude. So you're also, make sure you guys stick around because Max is going to play to one of my backing tracks too, and he's literally going to wing it to the song called Silhouette. It's kind of a bluesy song, and he only heard it and played it once today. I just said, hey, you want to try one of my backing tracks? And he did such a great job on it. I was like, no pressure, but you want to play it live? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. So Drewski asked if you could play any blues, and his favorite is Stevie Ray Vaughan. So
I can't play any Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I can play a lot of like bluesy type solos. So like during that backing track, you'll definitely hear it. I'll play a lot of stuff like that. So.
Martin Hensley, what's up, man? He says, my first song that I learned was Give Me Back My Bullets, Max. I never heard of that one.
I've actually never heard
Yeah.
that song.
Have you? No? Okay. Can you play Stairway?
I can.
Okay,
I can play Stairway.
but there's no Stairway.
I can play Stairway.
I don't know what that would do to my channel if somebody played
but
Stairway,
there-
but
it's
yeah, there's like some bands have this major
there's
copyright.
like a copyright thing
Yeah.
with Stairway to Heaven.
It's crazy. So anyways, well, why don't you go ahead and switch guitars, and then I'll just bore everybody with one of my songs here while you're doing
Well,
that.
then here you go.
And let me scoot everything over here. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of wing this tonight, guys. Playing through the quad Cortex. I think this is Max's first time on the QC, isn't it? It's your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me mute the mic and get a track going here. We'll keep things moving along. This is my first time doing anything like this here tonight, so this is kind of interesting. We are having fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. And if you have any questions for Max, to make it easy, just put 3 question marks in front of it or tag Tone Wars. That way I can find your question easier. That would be nice. Just before you type, just say @Tone Wars, the @ symbol, then Tone Wars if you want to tag Tone Wars, or just put 3 question marks and I can find your question easier. Don't want to miss anybody, so your questions are important to us. So, without further ado, let me play a little for you guys. All right, that was fun. Little filler for you while Max is changing axes here. Oh, he's in Yngwie mode.
Yep.
Yin yang. All right, let me slide this back over to you. We're playing catch with the Quad Cortex tonight. This is my Mesobarba capture that is in, I think it's my Ultimate Brutal Pack Volume 2. So if you like how it sounds, you can get that on my website. This thing sounded good tonight.
It is.
Yeah, I'm freaking loving it. So let me see. Let me make sure we're sticking to the old schedule here. Man, I miss having Carrie here, well, for a host of reasons, but she usually is great at doing the scheduling and the questions and the... So I'm not going to be as good as her, you guys, but bear with me here. I'm spinning 100 plates. So now you're doing Yngwie stuff, and then we're going to do some audience Q&A. So get your questions ready, guys. And all right, so you remember where everything is on here, right? For
yeah.
the solos?
Yeah, I got all that.
So for solos, you want to be on C, right?
C, all right.
Okay. All right, so Max is going to do some Yngwie for you, and probably other stuff, or just Yngwie?
For now, just Yngwie.
Okay.
I'll play more later, of
Yeah.
course.
No, just some Yngwie. You know, I mean, whatevs. All right. Take it away, buddy. Oh my God, dude. Seriously. Like, dude. that's insane. Like, you're fearless, man. I mean, doing all that Ingve stuff. I mean, when I was your age, I couldn't... Dude, I would be too intimidated to even try any of that. All the Paganini stuff, the sweeps.
It's crazy. And I still mess up. But, I mean, it is very crazy.
Even Ingve messes up.
Some of the hardest stuff out there to play. Right there.
And you're playing it on a scalloped neck, which makes it even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's insanity, dude. I mean, man, that's just amazing playing, dude. I can't say enough good things. I'm like speechless right now. I mean, it's really freaking good. It's just amazing. I'm sitting next to somebody your age and you're playing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's guys my age that can't play. I can't play some of the stuff I've never learned it, but I mean, it's like, what are you doing there? I mean, it's like amazing stuff. You know, it really is. You know, you should really be proud of yourself. And I think you got a bright future ahead of you, man. I really do. Because if you're this good now, I mean, imagine, we'll get to the whole, where do you see yourself? Yeah. But if you're this good now, I mean, I see nothing but promise and, you know, in front of you. Seriously, I see a lot of good things ahead of you, you know. So let's get to some questions here. Marty asks, how do you learn new songs? Is it tabs or do you listen to the music and try to play it from ear?
Well, I learn things a lot of different ways. There's a lot of good tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I sometimes in my lessons, my teachers teach me things. Tabs, I have learned some stuff off tabs. So it's kind of like everything. I'm working on like the whole playing by ear. I'm getting a lot better. I can do that pretty well now.
Good. I was going to say that
because
that's a dying thing right now because like Rick Beato's done many videos about that and our ears aren't, it's actually something that you have to exercise.
Yeah.
And if it's not something you exercise, it's hard for you to figure things out unless somebody, because everything's so accessible, right? You can watch it on YouTube. You just get a tab book, which tab books are always wrong.
They
You
are.
know
That's why
that.
I just like mostly YouTube, but sometimes YouTube has good tab videos. So.
Yeah. So you learn a lot by doing things by ear, because what happens is you'll play it wrong 100 times because you're like, I don't know what he's doing there. And you'll try other things to figure out, like in your mind, like what's going on. But in that, there's all that discovery of things that you like would have never ran across or discovered yourself had you not played it, quote unquote, wrong.
Yeah, I have definitely been getting a lot better at playing by ear. So that's
good for you,
another
man.
thing.
Good for you. So Robert, is it McIntosh? Says, come back, Max. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have him on. CS says, Jarrod, you didn't know give me my bullets back from Skinner? No. I'm a prog dude, man. Let's see here. Someone asked Cash. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know.
He says,
know
can
him.
you play Frank Ocean? Is that an inside joke?
That's thanks, Cash. Thanks, buddy.
Everybody's giving you lots of great praise here. Jumping around right now, rock on, heck yeah, awesome, you're killing it. Rocking like crazy, the horns, So BS Smoothie, sorry again if I'm pronouncing. Do you name your guitars?
No. I might have to start doing that. Honestly,
Yeah.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, but I will now.
My guitars are all called Damn It, because I say it a lot when I'm playing them. Let's see here. Monkey Wrench, Max, what should I get? A Schecter 7-string or the EVH USA edition for $5,000?
See, I have not played too many 7-strings. The one I did play was really cool. I would personally say the EVH, but honestly, it really depends on what you like more. If you've played both of them, I would suggest the EVH, but that's up to you. The Schecters are great, and it's probably really cool. I mean,
very good diplomatic response. I think you have a promising future in the YouTube gear reviews.
It's kind of up to you.
So DGood52 says, Max, if you could get, we got 112 people here, by the way. Thanks for being here, guys, and stick around. It's going to get even better because, like, he's going to play on one of my tracks here, and he's just going to wing it. So yeah. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't even do that. I will not wing, and you guys that watch my channel enough know that I'm very skittish about playing on my mixes until I've played them 1,000 times off camera, and then I'll finally play them on camera. So, and this kid's going to come on here and just wing it. So, yeah, that's going to be that's going to be interesting. Yeah. I want this kid run out of town. So D Good says, Max, if you could get any guitar you want, what would you get?
Yeah, that is crazy. Right now, I want it changes, but right now I want a Gibson SG. I don't know, I just really like those guitars. That's the one I want right now. But there's so many. Like, I want like a Flying V at some point.
Okay.
There's loads of guitars that I want, but right now, as the next guitar that I would buy, it would probably be an SG because I really like those guitars.
Why not a snobby guitar like a Kiesel?
A Kiesel would be cool, but those are, how much are those?
But it's any guitar you want.
Any guitar I want.
So if money's not an option,
Well, then, probably, something like that. Something crazy. Something.
So a Kiesel maybe.
Kiesel. Something outrageous.
Okay. Yeah, they're around $4,000. Yeah, about $4,000 for a Kiesel.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get all the features.
Those are crazy.
Yeah. In fact, when we're done here, I want you to play my Kiesel and play my JPs as well.
All right.
Yeah, I hope you like them. If you don't, I'll be brokenhearted. Okay, so Ruski says, this kid's a menace. Max is the guy, Evan Gray. Yeah, CS says, I'm a Viking. Great tune. Yep, that's one you started with, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one I started with.
Yeah, awesome. And people are liking the tone. Let's see if there's any other questions before we go on to the next segment. CMO79. Oh, okay. YJM Strat. Did not really expect that.
Yeah.
So why don't you describe what's going on with this guitar?
So the main difference between this and a regular Fender Stratocaster is the neck. So like most guitars' frets are flat, so you just have your fingers and they just lay flat on the thing. But this one, it has like indents.
It's scalloped.
It's called a scallop neck, and like every fret goes like in and then comes back out. So that, I don't really know what that does, but that's the thing Yngwie Malmsteen does. He uses those types of necks, and they're a lot harder to play on, but once you get used to them, it feels like a normal guitar.
It doesn't sound like it's harder to play on for you, because I mean, you blew right through all that stuff like nothing, you know. So I mean, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Now, are those his pickups in there too, or like is this like his?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
These are his pickups. Yes.
So this is an actual YJM model.
yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's got the Ferrari thing on the
Yeah,
back.
it does. That's true. It has like yeah.
Dang, dude, Mom and Dad's been encouraging you. You got some kick-ass parents, man.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
They are pretty great.
And I got to give them props because we all had a great time at dinner and hanging out. And his mom brought over some awesome desserts.
She's really good at baking.
Yeah,
desserts.
and I'm really good at eating, so so it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, they're really hooking you up with good gear. Now, what amp do you play through, or amps?
Usually, so I had this Marshall Code 50. That was my first amp I had. It's 50 watt Marshall amp. I sometimes still play that. So I use that still, and then I have a Mesa cabinet with a EVH head. That's what I play a lot too.
Okay.
So those two amps are the ones that I'm usually playing.
Which EVH head do you play?
It is that one right
The
there.
Iconic?
The 5150.
Yes, the
Yep.
Iconic.
The
It's a
Iconic.
good head, man. The thing's awesome. It's got a lot of gain for leads too,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it's great. It's great.
Now, do you use an overdrive pedal? Okay.
Sometimes. I
Sometimes?
mean, it's kind of hard with the EVH. It has so much already. It has
Yeah.
so much distortion. So
Yeah.
with that, it gets tough. But you know, if I have a clean setting, I can use a distortion or a overdrive, and it'll sound really cool.
So what we should do is get together and get your pedal board wired up, and then get the overdrive and then a noise gate,
Yeah.
and then we'll dial in your amp with that, and I think you're gonna love it. I think that
That'd be
will,
cool.
yeah, that will definitely help you out with that. So we'll do that. That'll be a fun project. Let's see here. Drewski Senapol says, do you put, I don't know, super glue on your fingertips, or are they all calloused?
They're all calloused. They're all calloused. Yeah, I've never done super glue. I haven't even I've always just left my fingers all calloused. It hurts sometimes really bad, but I've gotten used to it, so I've gotten pretty used to it.
Makes a man out of you. Yeah, and these scallop necks will make it even hurt more.
Yeah, these are tough. Well, you don't
Yeah.
really have to push down though. You just kind of hover over it.
I'll have
You
to try
still
that
hover
later.
over it. Yeah.
I'll have to try that later. Because you've ever had a session where you like were writing and you were like playing so much that when you got done, you couldn't even touch your strings. It hurt so bad.
Yeah, it hurts after a
yeah.
while. And sometimes,
good
like
session.
if I haven't played or if my fingers are really cold, it'll hurt just to start playing.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I've had sessions like that where it took me like 4 hours of constant shredding to write a solo and get it down. And it was so fun to play. You know, you're so inspired and you're like, dude, I just want to shred my butt off here. And you get addicted to how great it sounds and everything. But then after a while, your hips hurt so
Yeah.
bad. You're like, I get the whole Bryan Adams thing. Played it till my fingers bled. It's real. Like it really happens, you know. Couple more questions and then we're going to go to the next segment here. So, is it, I don't have my glasses. What is that? Something Animal Care.
Animal Care, yeah.
Okay, when's the album coming out?
Working on it. I got one song with my friends that's in progress. So.
Okay, good. Well, oh, here's a good one. Mr. Good Guy. And we'll do this, and then we'll move on, and then we'll come back to your questions. Mr. Good Guy says, Max, what's a few of your favorite bands?
Few of my favorite bands. Oh, that changes often. Right now it's like probably like Metallica and Van Halen. It's always like, you know, Megadeth is one of my favorite bands. I also listen to like a lot of different genres though. Like, so I even can play some different genres. Like I can play some jazz stuff because I got lessons.
Wow.
I get private lessons from a jazz guitarist, so
Awesome.
those jazz chords are really difficult.
Yeah.
But currently, like my favorite bands are like Metallica, Megadeth, you know, that type stuff.
Okay. All right,
Alice
gotcha.
in Chains.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Alice in Chains fan.
All right, cool, man. So let's move on to what are we doing here? Let me make sure I got this stuff. All right, so you did the Ingve. All right, so I'm going to play now while you're switching to the Les Paul.
Yeah.
Right? And you can come back and sit down too. You don't have to wait for me to be done playing. Yeah. So feel free to do whatever you want. I do need the wireless, so we'll go ahead and switch that off and pass it over.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty intimidating playing, you know, alongside this dude. He's a really good player. And like I said, I heard him warming up, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you.
yeah, of course, man. You know, the thing is I think one of the things as guitar players, and I think we're all guilty of it, is that when we hear another guitar player playing stuff that we don't play, we get, you know, like intimidated. We get in our own heads, and we're like, man, I can't play that. It's like, well, dude, it's not that you can't play it. You just don't play it. You know, if you put your mind to it and practiced it, and you could learn it, and you could play it easily, but we get intimidated by that. I'm guilty of that just like anybody else, and I say that for all of us to, you know, just learn that it's not really that big a deal if people are playing stuff you don't know. But yeah, so I can't wait till you get to the Rush stuff, because that was blowing me away. That's where I cut my teeth, was on Rush. All right, so let me do a quick mix for you guys while Max is switching guitars, and we will have some more fun in a minute. All right. Well, Max is back with what do you got there?
I have a Epiphone Les Paul.
Nice.
Thing with this guitar is it has a Floyd Rose, which is this type of whammy bar that you can like do dive bombs on.
Oh.
So it's very different than most, but really.
So it's floating.
It has a floating bridge.
I'm all about the floating trems, man.
Yep.
Okay, here you go, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, nice, man. The floating trims are the way to go. That way you can go sharp and flat, and you can do the flutters too.
Yeah.
You ever done the flutters?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's what got me hooked on the whammy bars.
The problem with these is I've had some problem, like sometimes when I go up, it sends my whole thing out of tune, even with these locked.
Really?
It's weird.
Wow.
So I try to avoid that.
Yeah. Yeah, the flutters are great because you just, does yours bounce?
Let me see. Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah, that's what, when I watched Night Ranger, Brad Gillis is the one that got me hooked on that.
He does that stuff a lot.
Yeah. Yep. So, a couple of questions, and then we'll get you started on your next segment here. Let's see. CMO79. In 30 plus years, I've never learned to play any Yngwie, but his music was always at a reach I kept unattainable. Great lesson, and I still enjoy it just the same. Still my favorite guitarist, artist. Awesome, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Claridon? Is it Claridon? Animal Carry? They want to hear some Rush. Oh, yeah. We will do some
I will
Rush.
play some Rush coming up. So, yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. DGood52 says, Max, if you could jam with anyone who is alive or gone, who would it be? Top three. So top three.
Top three. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is a crazy question. It'd probably just be like my influences. So like Eddie Van Halen. I feel like Randy Rhoads would be very cool to jam with because he's another one of my biggest influences.
And he was a teacher, so.
And he was a teacher, so
Yeah.
that would be cool. And then, that third one. That's a tough one. But, I'm gonna, instead of saying a guitarist, I'm gonna say I would like to jam with my friends that I do every week.
Hey, that's
fun,
good. That's actually a good sign. Yeah, that means you got some good people in your circle, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Well, that's good. Ruski says, this is a sweet jam. Glad you like the song, man. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Christopher, thank you. Seems like everybody likes Night Terrors. It's kind of a eerie, creepy song, but it's coming on the album soon. It'll be out soon, guys, so I appreciate that. Is your mic off?
Is it? Is it on?
Oh, you know what? You might have hit the mute button by accident.
Oh.
Just tap it.
Where?
There's a button on the bottom. Just hit it. I can hear him because he's right next to me, but...
Wait, is it on
Yep, now you're good. That's what happened.
So could they not hear me at all? Or
They could hear you.
Me through your mic?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
there we go.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because usually, I mean, like I said, I'm spinning 100 plates here, so stuff's going to fly right by me, and he's sitting right next to me. So I'm not thinking about every last little detail, so I appreciate that. So what are we doing now? Oh, we're in Ozzy mode.
Yeah, Ozzy and Rush.
Ozzy and Ozzy and Rush.
Because that fits this guitar, so.
Sweet. All right, you guys are in for a treat. So we're going to do Ozzy and Rush, and then we'll talk some more.
Can you move this over?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Because I'm going to need
Totally
that metal for the
sabotaging you
stuff
here.
now. I know, you're
There you
taking
go.
the stuff from me.
I'm going to unplug things and, All right, guys, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 1 second, guys. Dude, that is just amazing. That outro to Bark at the Moon is pretty freaking tough, man, and you nailed it. That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very nice, and I love the fact, like, when you started playing Red Barchetta earlier today, I was like, oh my God, it almost brought tears to my eyes. I'm not kidding you, because that song is like, there's so many great memories with that song growing up, and that's one of my all-time top favorite songs by Rush.
It's a great song.
It's so emotional, and it's just, and I love stories. I like songs about stories, you know, and I mean, it's almost like a country guy wrote the lyrics, because country music always has stories in their songs, and I just love the lyrics and the whole story and the music and just everything. It's just absolutely killer. So, like, it's so cool. It's just one of those things that when you're not used to people playing, you know, it's just always unexpected. So it's like a deep cut, you know, and when you hear somebody playing it out of nowhere, it just resonates. So yeah, always, you know, stick with the deep cuts too. Stick with the songs that aren't like typical, you know, like Stairway. I mean, Stairway, great song, blah, 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 but everybody's heard, you know, everybody's heard 1,000, you know, so it's like, but Red Barchetta, like, seriously, nobody does that.
Yeah,
so
no.
It's so nice when people do that, you know, and you were even playing 2112 earlier.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, I learned that a long time ago too, and it was so much
I learned
fun.
all 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, I learned the whole intro, and then like the, you know,
the next part.
Yeah, the next
that's
part.
about all that like ever gets played. Is those two.
Yep. So I learned that, and then I learned, gosh, I can't remember some of the songs on that album, but I learned. I haven't played them in years. You know, it's been probably decades, but it was cool to hear you play that. I mean, that's what I mean. Like when you hear people your age playing, not only like the classics, but deep cuts. It's like, what? Like, dude, you gotta tip your hat to your parents, man.
Yep.
They're
For
doing a
sure.
great job. And I know it's one of those things where when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, my parents, whatever. But man, I'm telling you, you got amazing parents, dude. And
Thank you.
it's not just because
Well.
of, it's not just because of like, you know, the music and stuff that they turned you on to and everything. But you're a nice kid. You're humble. You're a nice kid. You know, you're well adjusted and smart. So yeah, it's really cool, man. So let's see here. Flux says, Max totally shreds.
Thank you.
And BS Smoothie 23, at what age did you and your guitars become one? You play like they are a part of you, and when you break a string, does it hurt?
That's tough because, probably at like, I would say 10, because that's when I started getting into it, when I was 10, and when I break a string, it hurts if the string goes flying and hits me.
Yeah.
That hurts, but yeah.
Does it scare you? It always scares me when I step
Yeah,
on
it sucks. It just like happens.
Yeah, and it's like poink, and when you
Yeah,
got a
that
whammy bar,
sucks.
there's all that pressure, and then the string
one
goes
time,
flying.
One time I
Yeah.
went up on the whammy bar and they just went all out of place. It was so
Oh
weird.
man, yeah, that sucks. It always freaks me out when I break a string, and I've done it so many times, and it's still like, oh, it's just a broken string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I broke a string, I probably cried. I thought the guitar was broken forever because I was like 9.
Flux says, okay, this kid makes me want to quit. Nice work, Max. That's awesome, man. Ted Centipole says, Tone Wars, what's your favorite song to play that makes you feel like a rock star? You know, one of them is You Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest.
Yeah.
How can you not mean mug the whole front
That's a
row
cool-
of the audience when you're playing that? You know, it's just, I don't even care if it's full of nuns. You're going to mean mug them, you know? It could be nuns carrying a puppy in one arm and a baby in the other, and you're still going to mean mug them.
Yeah, that song has some really cool guitar parts. Some really
You Got
cool
Another Thing
stuff.
Coming. How do you, you know, that song is just so nasty. You know, it's just such a great song. So listening to it and playing it, I would feel like the king of, you know, of metal just doing that. So, yeah, for sure. And I think one more question here. Flux says, what is the routing of the quad Cortex tonight? What captures? So tonight we're doing the Mezzabarba captures, Flux, and thanks for asking. It's in my Ultimate Brutal Metal Pack Volume 2. I got to shorten my names. It's in the Smith Pack. It's in the Ultimate Pack Volume 2 on the website, and they came out really good. And they sound incredible here in the room. So we're having fun with it. Let's see. Ruski, the new Alex Lifeson. Epiphone.
It actually is, yeah.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh.
I did bring all signatures today. It's
Oh.
something I don't usually like to do. I usually like to like.
Look who's flexing here.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like I
Yeah,
don't
you did.
really like to.
You meant it like that. You flexing
I
in my
don't
house?
really like to play the.
Who said you could flex in my house?
Signatures? Because I just don't feel like it's me playing. Well, I mean it. I feel like I'm just playing someone else's guitar.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to play like my guitars that are like a signature. But
Showing
I
up
brought these
here.
because they look really cool. You know, I brought them because
Flexing.
of the way they look.
Had a limo Uber drop you off with some dude carrying in your baggage. Here's your guitars, sir. All your signature ass guitars. Send them our way here. Oh man. I see how you is,
Yeah.
but here's the thing though. This is a signature guitar too.
It is?
Yeah, guess whose guitar this
Is it John Petrucci?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And since John's the best guitar player in the world, his signature guitars trump anybody's signature guitars. Kidding. Look at him. He's like, I don't think so.
They're nice guitars.
We go fight. We go fight afterwards.
But yeah.
Awesome, dude. No, I like the Yngwie one. I want to try that out.
I thought,
afterwards.
but yeah, I brought the Yngwie one because it looks the most like a normal guitar
Yeah.
that isn't anybody's, but it has the scallop neck, so I can't hide that.
I want to try that, man. I've never played a scallop. I think I did once a long time ago, and I don't remember what it was like. So it would be nice to refresh my memory here. So you got the wireless now, right?
Yes, I do.
So you're doing.
I
Uh-oh, we're gonna do some Metallica, aren't we?
next. Are you? No, is it just me now?
I
I guess because I want to switch guitars for you.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to play. Yeah, I was just making sure you remembered.
Or
Yeah, you remembered,
or
right?
do I just want to like are you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing.
Okay. I was just making sure. Okay. Just making sure.
It's all good, dude. Grab your guitar, grab your signature guitar, and come back here and flex.
Yep.
All right, so what am I playing? I don't even remember what I'm playing. Oh, I'm playing something crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing some crazy stuff here. This one here is kind of a crazy song. So let me mute the mic and get to it. right.
Nice.
All right. That all you got to say? Nice.
Nice. Wait, is
Just kidding,
my
dude.
thing? No, is my thing on? Just make it.
Yeah, you're.
Because last time I took a break, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it's on, dude.
Yeah, it's on.
So fun. You go out here, make your fingers bleed. You get done. Nice. All right, man. Well, now you're gonna play some nice stuff for us, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure.
I think I got that over far enough for you, didn't I?
Yeah, we're
All right. So, all right. So Max is gonna do some Metallica.
I got
and Megadeth,
a few
right?
stuff, yeah.
A few stuff? Mm-hmm. All right. So Max is going to do a few stuff for you. And that's some great grammar there.
Yeah, that's not proper grammar. A few things.
I got some few stuff for you. You just wait till you hear the stuff that I got. That's
Yeah,
few.
I got some stuff that I'm gonna play.
I got some super great stuff for you. All right. So take it away, buddy.
All right.
Good Lord, dude. Did you ever run out of riffs? He just did Tornado of Souls.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that most guitar players are scared of even trying. So
It's a super fun song, though. It's so
it's fun.
It is. No, it's like
American Ninja Warrior of guitars is fun.
it's so fun. That's one of the most fun songs I know.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Like, when you learn stuff that you really dig, and it is fun, even if it's difficult, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. That really helps you practice, is when you practice things that are fun, and I know what you're saying, because, like the solos that I have written for my songs, honestly, to this day are fun. They're fun for me to play. I enjoy playing them, and I think that's part of why we write solos the way we write them, is because to us they're just fun to play. Even if they're difficult, it still is fun. So it's like I think people leave out the fun factor, and I'm glad that you're here to like say that, because I think that's something a lot of people just don't either admit or don't talk about, or they've forgotten about how fun guitar can be.
For sure.
I mean, it's weird, because like what a lot of us heard is, wow, that's a lot of work, and you're like, no, it's a lot of fun. Like doing all that, and it's cool. Like, you should keep that spirit about you. Don't lose that spirit, because as soon as guitar becomes work, then you start losing that spirit. You start losing that sense of joy, and it doesn't come out of your music anymore.
No.
And I can't wait to see what you write in the future, because if you stay the way you are inside and let all that out through your playing, and let that fun factor flow through you and through your writing and all that, so that when people hear your music, guess what they're going to do? They're going to have fun listening to you having fun playing, and they're going to want to listen to it. So it spreads, and it's just something that's that is nice to share with the world, So I really appreciate your candor and your take on things, because I think having young people, on the channel and talking to them about their perspective on things is nice, because us, crusty old dudes like myself, we forget after a while how fun guitar can be. And it's nice to see somebody just come over here and play Tornado of Souls and say, yeah, that was fun. And we're like, what? And it's like, wait a minute, he's right. It is fun. It's freaking fun. So guys, have fun with your instruments, and have fun learning stuff, and sweating bullets trying to learn all this stuff, because at the end of the day, if it's not fun, I mean, what good is it? What good is playing, right? I mean, would you play guitar if it was work?
Yeah, honestly.
You would if it was work?
No. I mean, like, honestly, like, no.
Like, you're ruining my narrative here.
I know. Yeah. I get what you're
if it
saying.
was work, if it was like shoveling snow,
No, I wouldn't play
cutting the grass, or doing your chores, you'd be like, nah,
No.
But yeah, you play because it's fun, and it should be. So, and I think that guys like Marty Friedman and John Petrucci, and some of these guys actually like to practice. I like to practice. I still am at a point in my life where, like we were talking earlier, like the whole metronome thing. Like, I used to hate the metronome, but now I love it. I love getting down, in the morning, get my cup of coffee, firing up the metronome, and let's see if I can beat whatever I left off with last time. Like last time, let's say it was 180. Let me see if I can do 185 today. And you start your day off with a feeling of accomplishment, and you just got better, and you're picking cleaner, and things are easy. And I used to envy guitar players that could do all that stuff, and it was easy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did these guys get to the point where it was so easy? It's because they practiced to a metronome, and they just programmed their hands to do it. And it just got to the point where it was like, it was nothing to them. Like Jason Becker.
Yeah.
You remember him, right?
Yeah, I know Jason Becker.
He used to go on stage and play with a yo-yo while he shredded. He would do shredding with one hand. You can see it. You can YouTube
with, like,
it.
The just legato. And
Yeah,
then,
exactly. And he'd be like doing yo-yo tricks with the other. It's like, oh my God. Now that's flexing. So if you're gonna flex, do that with a signature guitar. So now, what you want to do you want to do Silhouette?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so let's set you up with there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fire up Let's mute the mics and get you going on that. Dude, that was awesome. You didn't hit one bad note. That was really good, dude. That was amazing. And guys, he winged that. He didn't write any of it. He didn't have any like behind the scenes practice or anything. It was just winged. I don't do that stuff live. I never will, never did, never will. Because I'll probably lose half my subscribers if I do that. Because they'll be like, wow, you suck. But you're fearless and you know theory, right?
Yeah, so I was just like, using a minor scale that whole time.
Oh, that's all. Just minor scale.
No, yeah, that's it.
Just used a minor scale and signature guitar. Nice, dude. No, it was really cool. What was that, like, that weird, I don't know what you call it.
Oh, yeah, I did like a... I don't know, I just...
I love that. What do you call that?
I don't know. They're called something, but my teacher told me to do that because it sounds funky.
You're going to have to show that to me afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're cool.
I'll let you play any amp you want. Just show me that. Yeah, that's awesome. You know what's cool about it is it kind of comes out of left field, but it fits.
Yeah, it fits.
You know, it's one of those. I think it's good to build tension in your solos and to throw a couple curveballs at the audience too. You know what I mean? Like come in with something smooth and whatever, but it's okay to do some predictable stuff. But every once in a while, it's actually cool to do something that's a little slightly augmented, and it kind of makes people go, I don't know if oh yeah, I do kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's that little discomfort that you do for it's for your audience, you know. Yeah. So what's your method for writing solos and stuff?
Right now, I haven't written too many solos. Mostly, it's just like.
Well, you just did. That one was
like
good.
Improv, because I haven't like written many songs yet.
Okay.
I'm working on a solo right now for one of my songs.
So how are you working on it? What are you
So
doing?
I'm basically like, I just find out what key it's in, and
Uh-huh.
I'm right now using just the pentatonic scale.
Okay.
So, and it's tough. I'm trying to make it fit the song.
Mm-hmm.
So the melody, I'm having it go back to that,
Okay.
but down here.
Okay.
So it's
Do you hear stuff in your head and then you try
yeah,
to like?
for the most part, yeah. I
it
just
on the
like
fretboard?
think what sounds cool,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just think in my head about what could be cool, and I mess around, and then I'm like, I might try that.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. So do you have your favorite like kind of go-to riffs that you use when you're soloing or writing solos that kind of help you get your footing and then you kind of write around that?
Not really.
No?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say how I write solos because I really haven't written a full solo.
Okay.
No.
I kind of like what I do is I noodle around until I find something that looks cool. I'll bump into something that's like,
Yeah.
oh, that was, and you hope to God that you're like, what did I do? Oh my God, you got to hurry up and like, what did I do?
You can't forget it.
Yeah, and if you forget it, you'll never forgive yourself. But you'll wake up in the at 3 a.m. remembering, and then you got to go grab your guitar and your phone and record it and be like, oh, that's the thing, and then you go back to bed and can't sleep. That's happened to me many times.
Yeah, that
Usually
doesn't
happens
happen
to me.
to me often. that
Usually
often.
happens to me when I'm working. Oh, you'll get there. Trust me. Yeah, it's called guitar disease. My go-tos, like my signature riffs that I do, that I go to, and I don't usually use them in the solo, but I use them to find my footing.
Yeah.
It's like that familiar way home from your friend's house. But every once in a while, it's fun to hop the fence and go through some backyards and see what's going on back there. Might be a big old dog that wants to eat you. I mean, who knows? So it's adventurous. You should try it sometime. But it's just one of those things where it's fun to kind of go off the beaten path and try some different things. But the main thing that you want to focus on, if I could give you any advice as far as solos go, is say something. Say something in your solo. Now,
I was about to say something.
no, you're like, what? So you want to say something, and you want the listener to hear what you're saying and to feel what you want them to feel. The greatest thing about being a guitar player is that you can manipulate people in a good way. You can make people feel any way you want them to. And as soon as you can achieve that as a musician, when you say, I want to make someone feel really sad, I want them to feel how broken I am right now, and I'm writing this solo right now because I feel, like my heart just got smashed into a million pieces, and you want to get that out on your fretboard. Now, if you can put that right here and make that bounce off of this into your listeners' ears and make them feel exactly how you do right now, you've arrived. It's not about how fast I can play. It's not about how, the crazy licks and the stretches and all this kind of crazy stuff, because at the end of the day, if you're on stage with a bunch of guitar players, right, and they're all up there just shredding and playing at 8 billion notes per minute, and, it's all very impressive, schooled stuff, and it's like, wow, boy, these guys are intimidating. But you go up there and you make that judge panel feel something, guess who's going to win?
Me.
Exactly. Because you made them feel something. You reached inside of them
Yeah.
and touched them. And they were just like, oh my God. Because after a while, the billion notes per second guys, they all sound the same.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to do that. But if that's all you do, then what did you say? What does the person say that's doing that? The 8 billions of notes per minute. What are they saying?
I don't know.
Think about it though. When you're watching a guy do that, what do you think they're saying to you?
Nothing.
Well, they're saying,
I don't know.
They're saying, look at me. Look what I can do.
Yeah.
Like that Stewart guy on Mad TV. Look what I can do. They're saying that. So but the thing is though, is when you play something that's emotive, you're saying, look at yourself. You know, you're making them feel something. And that's the most important thing you can do with your instrument. And the really nice thing is when you can blend the two together, you can blend the skill, the speed, the technical abilities, but string it all together in a way where it's emotive and you can make people feel things. And that's probably the best advice I can give you as far as like writing solos goes. You should have your moments in your solos where you really say something, you know, and make people feel a certain way.
All right.
So yeah, go after that more than anything else. The speed and the skills are great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we both played a lot of speedy stuff tonight, and it's fun. But make sure you save room for the emotion too.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
yeah, for sure. So we're gonna wrap up here in a few, but before we do, let's go through a couple of. Let's see. Marty5 says, Max, never sign an X Factor or America's Got Talent contract. Just let your lawyer read it all. Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Yeah, don't get involved with those. Yeah. CS says he has great picking technique, very Randy Rhoads inspired. He picks most of his notes with great accuracy. Great right hand for sure. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that was something I struggled with like a lot for a long time. Until probably around a year ago when I really honed in on that. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you do. You got some good skills there, buddy. Let's see here. Chicago Todd, what's up, man? He says, this is sounding legit. Thank you. Let's see here. Tony Krozik, Michigan's Got Talent, new series. Hell yeah, man. Martin Hensley says, music is a language. Yep, it is definitely a language. Thanks, Marty. He says, wow, Jarrod got master skills. Wax on, wax off. Exactly. Music is a language, not a marathon. You know, and that's really what it comes down to. Thank you. I mean, you know, that's something that I've always tried to do with my music is make people feel a certain way. I remember when the first Satriani album came out. Remember that one, Surfing?
Yeah, Surfing with the Alien.
I would not read the titles of each song, and I would go, what would I title this? Like, what am I thinking about? What am I feeling right now? And how would I title this song?
Yeah,
it was a fun game I played.
Something with Joe Satriani is that he can play crazy things, but like all of his songs, all of his solos, mostly instrumentals, like they just make you like feel something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Very.
You feel happy, you feel sad, you feel aggressive, like Summer Song.
Yeah.
There's a song that really makes me want to just get in my car, roll down the windows, and fly down the road and just, you know, enjoy. That's one of those songs that I accidentally speed to. If I'm listening to it, it comes on the radio. Next thing I know, I'm going like 20 over, and I'm like, oh crap. You know, so it's just one of those songs that just fills you full of energy and it's all positive. So yeah, that kind of stuff, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you should really think about with your music, you know. But anyways, well, let's see, we did it all, right?
Yeah.
We did all the stuff. You played some amazing riffs, and I got to thank you and your parents for, you know, bringing you over and all that. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that you were able to do this, and I'm really sorry Carrie couldn't be here. But she'll be here next week, you know, and I'll be hopefully talking to her later on tonight. Well, anything you want to say to everybody?
Thank you all for watching. Yeah, thank you.
Well, it was a pleasure having you on, dude. You're a good kid, you know, and I think you have a bright future ahead of you. And if you stay on the right path, which I'm about 99.9% sure you're gonna, I think that it's gonna be great for you. You know,
thank you.
Make good choices. You know, make people really feel what you're trying to emote on the guitar. Take responsibility for everything. You know. Because if you only want to celebrate the wins, you have to take responsibility for the losses too, right?
For sure.
So it's all in the same bucket, you know. So like yeah, and I think as long as you stay out of the whole pay to play thing around here, we talked about that at dinner. and start doing some playthroughs and tutorials like on YouTube or whatever. And man, I'm telling you, I think that a lot of people would be really interested in seeing your progress and checking out your shreds and all the stuff, man. And I think there's a lot of kids your age that can really be inspired by you, and I think you could be a great example for them. And in fact, I think you could be a great example for a lot of adults. I've learned a lot from you today.
Wow.
And I appreciate that. Yeah. I really have. I've learned a lot from you, and I think that the two main things that I'm appreciative of learning, I'm not just saying it was just two, but two of the ones that really stand out are, you reminded me that the fun factor it's got to be there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to enjoy playing, and I just think that we all have to get back to that. It's not that when you practice, it's not like I have to practice. It's I get to practice. You get to do this. It's amazing. You get to, pick up an instrument and play something and get your feelings out on a fretboard and write something or get better at it, and it actually will benefit you. Rather than, I beat level 5 on whatever video game. I mean, that's cool, but this is living, man. This is like killer. And you can make something out of yourself by doing this, in your life. And the other thing that I got from you that I really want to apply to my life is your fearlessness. I love the fact that this kid, have you ever done this before?
What?
This.
Like this?
Yeah.
No.
You should have seen me on my first live stream. I was giving myself a shower.
No, I still feel like I've been super awkward though.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Honestly, you really are. You did a great job. And I was sweating bullets the first time I did this, and I was so nervous. My hands were shaking, and it was really tough for me. And I started doing this, I don't know, 4 years ago. I started going live, and I was scared to death. And you just come on here, and you're playing this huge list of crazy songs, Tornado of Souls. Shut up. You're doing all this crazy stuff, and it's just this kid's fearless. And here I am, I'm scared. I got to play my own songs with my, I feel like an idiot. Thanks for making me feel like an idiot.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching tonight. I'm sure Max and his parents really appreciate that very much, and I do too. This has been a very unique and very interesting and amazing evening. So I very much appreciate everybody showing up, and thank you for the super chats. Again, my apologies for not reading everybody's comments. There's a lot going on here, so Carrie's much better at that than I am. But well, anyways, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Very much appreciate you guys. And, does Max's parents want to come on camera real quick and say, nope?
You sure? You guys sure?
All right, I just thought I'd offer. All right, so anyways, well, like I always say, every day's a gift. And thank you so much for sharing part of yours with us. And God bless you all. We will see you all very soon. I got some videos coming out soon, and Carrie will join me for next Sunday's broadcast. God bless you guys. Thank you, and we'll see you all soon. And I got to figure out what the hell I got to do here. Oh, I got to push this button.